Very good morning to all of you. Welcome to yet another Zoom call organized by Jungle Bells. Jungle Bells is an exclusive women's wildlife group. We are into wildlife related activities, conservation, and wildlife tours. Before we begin, I would like to request all of you to turn your cameras off and switch off your microphones, please. If you have any questions for the guest, please type them in the chat box and we will address them after his talk. Also, if you want to receive further communication from us about our events, please type in your email addresses and phone numbers in the chat box. To introduce our speaker for today, Dhawan Rawat sir, I will hand it over to Aarti.
Thank you, Himangi. A very good morning to all our listeners and viewers. A little bit about our guest speaker for today. Dhawan sir is an IFS officer from the 2017 batch working in the AGMUT cadre and presently posted as a DFO, Mouling National Park in Arunachal Pradesh. He has a BSc in zoology and an MSc in biotechnology. He also has a diploma in wildlife management from the Wildlife Institute of India in Dehradun. His other interests include astrophotography and cooking. He is also an avid trekker, and the longest trek he has done is 43 kilometers in 7 days. He wants to make environment conservation people-centric. His aim for Mouling National Park is to provide the park its due publicity and the people a sense of ownership, where they feel that this park is important for them, which could be achieved through increased ecotourism. Welcome to our webinar, sir, and we are very excited to hear more about the area like Arunachal Pradesh in general and specifically about Mouling National Park. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, and very good morning to all of you. I'm Dhawan Rawat, and today I'm going to present a little bit about Arunachal Pradesh. And it's a very vast place, so I'll be just touching a little of all of it, and specifically about Mouling National Park. So I'll just share my screen and go on. I hope all of you can see.
Yes, sir, we can see.
So first I'll introduce Arunachal Pradesh. And Arunachal Pradesh actually, it was a UT, Union Territory, before 1987. Sorry. And it was known as Northeast Frontier Agency. And in 1987, it came as a state. And it's a very big state. I'll show you the map also. And it borders the states of Assam, Nagaland, and in eastern side Myanmar, western side Bhutan, and the northern boundary is with China, which is disputed, and you hear a lot about it in news also. And the population is very small. In 2011, the census was just 13 lakh people. I think now it's around 17 lakh people, and the area is very vast, more than 83,000 square kilometers. And the beauty of the state is it is inhabited by more than 45 tribes and sub-tribes. So the plus point of this state is the state does not have a single language. So the connecting language between the tribes is also Hindi. So the people here speaks very good Hindi, and you will be like surprised. Sometimes they speak even better than us. They use some Sanskrit words also. So this is the state. I'll just point out. It starts from here and it goes like this, and it bends with the Himalayas and go till here, till Longding. So here it is Bhutan. This all is Assam. This is China, Tibet, till here. This is Burma, Myanmar, and here it is Nagaland. So the first thing is you cannot cover the whole state in a single go. You can cover it only in circuits. So it's up to the tourist to which circuit he or she wants to visit. So it's not mentioned here, but I'll show you there are two major airports to reach the Arunachal Pradesh. One is here, which is Guwahati Airport. So with Guwahati Airport, from here you can cover this much. And one is here, Dibrugarh. It have connecting flights from all over Delhi, Kolkata, Bangalore, and you can visit. This all can be accessed through this airport. So the tourists first have to come either to Guwahati to visit the western side, or either to Dibrugarh, which is here, to visit the eastern side. So it will be like this. So these are the circuits. So as I showed, this is the first circuit and most majorly visited circuit, Bombdila Tawang, which is here. All of the tours which I've heard about, like Arunachal mostly comes here. So
Okay.
from Guwahati, you come to Bombdila and Tawang. So here is a wildlife sanctuary called Eagle Nest near Bombdila, this Shergaon. And it's also very famous for bird watching. And I think every year more than 500 international tourists comes to
Okay.
just see the birds. And there's one endemic bird called Bugun luchicla, which is named after a tribe called Bugun, and it's only find here. It's here present. It's endemic to this place. So this, like this, Shergaon is famous for this Eagle Nest Wildlife Sanctuary. And another circuit is this one. This is least famous. Itanagar is Kamin Papumpare. Here we have Pake Tiger Reserve. This area.
Right.
So Pake Tiger Reserve is more like Assam because below is Nameri National Park of Assam. It's a connecting park. So it's a tiger reserve. It has around 13 tigers. And recently I went there. It's a very good park, but it's like it's on plain, so you won't get the exposure of hills. So tourist comes here, Eagle Nest or Paki. So this is from here. And another major place is Zero. This is also a very big circuit. Zero is famous for its Zero Music Festival, which happens every year in December. So past Corona times, it's not happening. And there's one wildlife sanctuary called Tale Wildlife Sanctuary. It is coming in news because of its butterfly population and diversity. So the Bhutan glory is found here. It was sighted here also. And so here the Zero. This place is very beautiful. It's a plain and it is inhabited by Apatani tribes. So yeah, tourists comes here also. Those who know little better. And then this is the central part. This part is least explored, and I think very few tourists come here. But this part is also very beautiful. So from Dibrugarh, you come to Pasighat. Till here it's plains. From here the hills starts. So my park is here, this Inkyong Bowling Park, and this along is a very big town. And some of you may have heard about Machuca. So the
Yes, sir.
tourists who come here, they go to Machuca. I'll show you the photos of these places. And this is one circuit, like this circuit. So we are going through circuits. So this is
Okay.
one circuit. This one which we are talking about, C67, this one. And nowadays, you must have heard about Devang Valley. There's a place called Anini, and this is going to be a tiger reserve, Devang Tiger Reserve. This will be the first high altitude tiger reserve of India. Of India, of world. Like the highest tiger found here was at 3947 meters above sea level.
Um,
And in census, it is around 32 tigers, but they say there are more than 60 tigers. And this is actually a source population. The tiger from here goes in all the direction and all across. So it's a very good place and it's very remote. And like now the tourists are coming here because of its beauty. I'll show you photos of here also. And here is also one sanctuary called Mayao Wildlife Sanctuary, but it is in plains. Similarly, this is a place called Anjao, Hawaii. This is the best place to see the China border. You can just go till the border and you can see China. Otherwise, from here, you can just go and see the hills, not their side. But
yeah.
from here, from this district, you can see China. The road goes till the end. And here is a village called Tong Village, where the first sunlight of India comes because it's the easternmost village of India. So tourists come here also, mostly bikers. And then here in Changlang, where is my cursor? Yeah. Here in Changlang, here is the park called Namdapha. Namdapha is like the second most biggest park of this place, like of India, and Namdapha, like tourists can go only around 10%, 20%. I'll show you the photos. Rest is unexplored and it shares boundary with Burma. So, like yeah, these are all the tourist circuits of Arunachal. So when the tourist is coming, he or she have to decide what he wants to see,
Right.
because in a single go you can see all of Arunachal. But for wildlife lovers, I think if you want to see plain, then Paki is a very good place here. And if you want to see high altitude birds, Eagle Nest is a very brilliant place. Already so much tourists come. If you want to see music festivals and culture, then Zero is a wonderful place. And if you want to see unexplored places, then this is the heart, like central Arunachal. And this is for high altitude lovers. And Namdapha is already very famous, and this is a mix of everything. So yeah, Namdapha is like second. Earlier, Arunachal was known because of Namdapha. So now we'll go forward. So that was the tourist circuits. Now here are our few, all the parks I was talking about. They are mentioned in red. This is my park, Mouling National Park, number one. And this is the tiger reserve which is going to be formed. I was talking about Dhawan Wildlife Sanctuary. This is Namdapha. This is Kamlang Tiger Reserve. It's a buffer. It was earlier a buffer of Namdapha, but now it has become a separate tiger reserve. This is Mehao. Yeah, I forgot to talk about this. The Pasighat, the place I was saying, is in plain. This is Deering Memorial Wildlife Sanctuary. It is like it's a grassland. The whole habitat is grassland habitat. You can see like this Bengal florican. It is the last refuge of Bengal florican. So it's still present there. And last year only some of few of the birds were sighted. And you can do river rafting. This is like a very unique habitat. All of
Okay.
the Siang flows through the park only. So this is also a very beautiful place. This is Pake. This is Eagle Nest I was talking about. And yeah, Arunachal also have the only wildlife sanctuary for orchids. So this 11 number is Sessa Orchid Sanctuary. So Arunachal have the only orchid sanctuary of the country, and you can find all type of orchids there. So for the orchids lover, this place is beautiful, and all of this nowadays is very well connected. The roads have become very better, and it is all connected to airports to Assam, and I'll show you the photos of all of them. So now first I will talk about Namdapha. Give me a second. 1 minute, just 1 minute. So yeah, I'll talk about Namdapha. So here you see the map. Like this is a huge park. This is a very huge national park. It's a tiger reserve. So the tourists mostly is come till here. This part. It enters the entry point is Meow. From Meow you come till vehicle till here, and this is all track. And the Devban village, we have a very beautiful rest house here. I'll show you the photo. And then you have to trek through the river, and you can go till here. You can go till Vijayanagar also. There is no road, but you can trek till here. So avid trekkers go till here also, and this is all Myanmar. So you can see the ranges, you can see the snow, and the trek goes through like this terrain. Then it goes through hills, and we have a beautiful elephant safari here. Even our honorable CM of the state is also keeps coming here, and the elephants ride through the rivers. And that when you trek, you will see lot of bridges like this to cross the river. This is a bridge, the tourists are crossing it. And sorry, I forgot to put the picture of the rest house. I think so. So yeah, this is Namdapha National Park. So now I'll come to my park, and you can all ask the questions later when I finish it. Because it's so big place, I can show you very little of it, but I'll show you many photographs in the end. So this is I'll now go to my park. This is Mouling National Park. And Mouling National Park is named after a peak in the park, uh, which is called Mouling Peak, which is named after a plant, which is poisonous in nature. And the tribe in earlier times used to go there to collect poison. And it is in just the heart of Siang Valley. The river Siang is Brahmaputra River, which is known as Siang in Arunachal Pradesh. So the villages around the Siang is inhabited by people, and the forests are not so pristine. But for all the animals endemic to Siang, Mauling is the last refuge. So the divisional forest office, my office is situated at Zhenging. I'll show you the this map. So this is the park. From Pasighat, you come like this to Inkyong. This is the town, and the headquarters is here, Zhenging. There are three ranges: Zhenging, this Kaing range to cover this much, and there's one Ramsing range which is high altitude this much. So So these are the three ranges from which you can enter the park. So now we'll go to here. So the airport is just 300 kilometers from here, and it takes around 5 hours from Dibrugarh airport to come here. The road is very good, and the wildlife, the park is very diverse. From 400-meter altitude, it goes till 3,000 meters. So you can find all type of flora and fauna, and it is like the surveys have been very little here, so we also don't know what else we can find. So you can see all takin, goral, Indian leopard, Bengal tiger. and the birds are more than 300 species. And in addition to butterfly, there are very unfound moths. So mostly researchers who find new species of moths come regularly here. And for bird watching, we have just devised a trail. I'll show you the photo. This is the bird watching trail. This is just in the periphery of town, and it goes like 5 kilometers inside. So it's a very gentle trail. You can walk on it, and you can see a lot of birds in winters. So at this time, at present time, it looks like this only. So the best time is October end to February end. So that time there is no rain, and even if there is rain, it's very little. The weather is very pleasant. And this is the town, Jangin town, where I live, where the headquarters is situated. So the basic amenities you can find here for the tourist. And then this is the landscape which you can see, the trackers which can see this type of land. And this is the view of park. The park is here only. And this is Takin I was talking about. This is Mishmi Takin actually. It's endemic to eastern Arunachal Pradesh and Myanmar border. And this is a very elusive animal, but in our park, it's 100% sighting of this animals happen by just doing a 4 hours trek. So you can sight this animal from December to January. There's a place called Meging in the top of park. From there you can trek about 5 kilometers. And you can sight this animal. They live in groups. It's an antelope, and this is Himalayan Saru. And this also you can sight because there are few salt lakes around the river trails. I'll show you the trail also. All the photos will come in the end, so you can sight this animal also. And for bioresource, there is a orchidarium and botanical garden in here only in headquarters, and there is a rhododendron walk also from Janging this place to the Mouling Peak, which is 3257 meters above sea level, and it's open from November to April. This is the Mouling Peak I was talking about, and these are the rhododendrons. There's a whole trail of 2 kilometers of rhododendron, and we are expecting to find red panda here. This year we are starting a survey for red panda, and from here, from this peak, you can have a very beautiful 360-degree view of the China border and all the towns, surrounding towns. And this is for adventure related. You can do rafting in Siang River, Brahmaputra River. This happens every year from October to March. You can even go to from Inkyong to Pasighat to the plains. It's a 80 kilometer, I think 2 days left. And there we in this park we have many things to do. We have a river trail, Siring River Trail. We have a high altitude track which I was talking about from Janging to Mouling. And there is also a nature trail, a photo of which I'll show you from a village to park boundary. And there's a nature trail from the road to our rest house. So this is the river trail, Siring River Trail I was talking about. In winters, it's easily accessible. The water is not very deep, and we go through like this. And in ups, we have some salt lakes, so we do camps also in the river sides, and we can sight animals there. And this is the village trail I was talking about. This is the village, Inku village, and from here you can track to the park boundary. And this is a very beautiful trail, which have this is like 40 meters high trees here. And we have started homestays with including the villagers. So the people who want to really have a exposure of what how people live here, they can stay in their huts, and it's very very affordable, and the people here are very good. So this all have we have proposed to for the tourist incoming tourists. Because of Corona, some things have not been done, but I think our like proposal will be finalized this year. I'm on it. And this is implementation strategy, how we'll implement all of this by involving community, by private investment, and the monitoring body, that is a different thing. And publicity and marketing. Like this park is the only second national park after Namdapha in the state, but it is very least famous, and so we want to publicize it. So we have made a strategy through website, social media, and this handicraft marketing. So these are our targeted tourists. Actually, in Arunachal, very few normal tourists come. Normal in the sense, if you are coming to Arunachal, you cannot expect five-star facilities. So you have to make up your mind if you come here, because this is a rainforest, and the infrastructure is not so good. You won't find very good hotels and all, but you will find very hospitable people, and electricity, mobile network, all of that is not a problem here. So our target tourists are adventurous, and the tourists which already come for various music festivals. And like in Arunachal, 50% of the tourists are foreign tourists because foreigners they want to see different things. They are tired of seeing Taj Mahal and million things, so they come regularly here. Foreign tourists also come. Photographers, nature filmmakers, like recently Net Geo also made a documentary, postcards from Arunachal, which was like which was recently shown on National Geographic. And bikers they regularly come to Arunachal. So we are already running this handicraft. The demand is not so much, but with the we have made a EDC of women, and they have already started producing this handicraft. So this is produced traditionally, and this is just a showcase. You give them the design, they can make any type of clothing. Like these are jackets with this is a the tribe which live here is called Adi tribe. So this is their style of making, and this is their bags and beads. The beads they are hereditary and they are part of the tribe and they are used in every type of their culture part. And this is how it's wore. And this is the tribe I was talking about. They came migrated here from Tibet around 1,000 years ago, and they are living in whole of the Siang Valley. And they have the second highest population in Arunachal Pradesh after Nishi tribe. And this is how their traditional house looks like. Here they store their wood, and the whole of the house is like a big kitchen, and it does not have compartments. And nowadays they have started making compartments. So there's a kitchen in the center. I'll show you the photo, and people live around it. This is their agriculture fields, their rice, and these are their festivals. So most of the festivals are in winter's time. So this time is like you can witness the festival, especially in December and February. You can witness their festival and the park also. In Janging, we have a good accommodation. We have a circuit house. You can find very good accommodation here. And we have also made few small Adi style houses for the tourists, and they have been completed. It's like this, and it's very like it's very traditional. You have a bed inside, and you have a common toilet, and you have a fireplace in the center. We have three houses like this, and from the in the back of this is a window. You can have a view of the whole valley and the house which I was talking about. The traditional, and this is how from the inside it looks like. So the people who want to stay in homestays, they can stay very comfortably here. They have a fireplace, a common kitchen, and all of the gatherings, all meetings happen here. Like the tourists who really want to enjoy the culture can surely come and live with them. They are very hospitable. They can enjoy local food and like talk with them, listen to their stories. And this is nowadays how the roads look like. And the roads have really improved a lot. And these are tour guides. They are trained by our department only. They have recently started taking the tourists, and one tour group came just this year's February, and they were very impressed by them. So they are highly learned guides, and this is their cultural dance and all, which can be witnessed by the tourists who come here. This can be arranged. It is all happening inside that house only. That these houses are very big, so this is their like in Jaisalmer when tourists go, they have a night dance or something. Similarly, we can have this also. And this I wanted to show like this is their traditional attire, and this is a very sustainable way of fishing. So they fish through this wooden bamboo pole, and it does not have any nylon thread or anything. It is their traditional cotton thread, and they make a snare. So only fish of this size can pass through it. Like here, catch one here. So and it does not harm any other fish. So we generally show the tourists this also. They enjoy it. And this is one of our line tour operator who want to go with us. It's his arrangement in Pasighat in Siang. He regularly organizes rafting tours. And this is his resort. So the tourists which are coming to Pasighat can have like this also. And this is from inside the park. In the park, we have a waterfall. This is taken in December, so the water is not so much. But in rainfall season, this is all filled up. It's a very beautiful place. We have hanging bridges like this. This is called Paring Hanging Bridge, and this is inside the park. And tourists they come and surely some of them have photo here. And this is the view which come when you live. And these are the river trails. This is the village I showed you earlier. From we have organized some homestays here and the nature trail. And this is one of the river trail to which you can go inside the park. And this is from Mouling Peak only. And this is below Mouling Peak. And these are some of the birds found in our park. This bird is found only in the eastern Himalayas, silver-eared messiah. This is blue-winged miller, this barn owl, this tawny fish owl, all clicked from the park. Fantails, Ferguson flycatcher. This is the state animal of Arunachal, not state animal, but this is called mithun. It's a domesticated gaur. Over the years, over the centuries, earlier this place was inhabited by wild gaur. By inbreeding with the cows or the local cattle, it has become like this. This is like the currency of tribals. They use this in trading everything, and its price ranges from 1 lakh to 3 lakh. It is exchanged in marriage ceremonies and all, and in some festival it is sacrificed also. And this is Dorian red star. This is also endemic to eastern Himalayas, Burma and here. This is canary flycatcher, paradise flycatcher. And this is a collared owl. And this photo I clicked in my office. It raised his raised his chick's hair in my in a hollow tree house.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it came and this shows like earlier. The thing was there was a lot of hunting pressure here. The tribes they have a festival every year where they hunt. Like traditionally they hunt some birds and all. So from past 1 year, we are stopping hunting and we are trying to not let it happen. This so 1 year they have not done. So the birds are returning, and this was a very beautiful sign because the owl just came in our office and raised its home. So and it's a big owl. Collared owl is big. Collared scops owl, and then this I clicked only in the park. This is yellow-throated martin, and these are flowers. This is a very beautiful flower. This is called bat flower. Tourists also come to see this, and this is not the full photo. It's a very big flower, and this is like when you're stuck in Himalayas, you can eat the nectar. This is I'm forgetting the species. What is this? This is edible. So the tribes when they go inside the forest, they eat this. It's sweet in nature, and these are some of the flowers. Orchids also will come. It's orchids too in Arunachal is like have the highest number of species. So everywhere you go in the jungle, you'll find orchids. I'm so not even able to remember their names also. These are all orchids. This is a orchid cone before seeding, and these are all some or other type of orchids. And herpetofauna is also every year they find many types of frog, and recently they have find a frog which is named after this tribe, Adikola. So this is so, and this was the place I was telling about Machuca. So some of the tourists who really want to go to offbeat places, they go to such places. I've been here 3 times. It's a wonderful place, and it is like it's on the circuit. You can visit the western range of the park, and while going to Machuca, this is the villages in Machuca. And from park, where like from Inkyong, from Jangin, 6 hour drive is this place, Tuting. It's also inhabited by Buddhist tribe, and it's just on the China border. It's the place from where Siang or Brahmaputra enters China. So tourists can go here also. And this is Pasighat, from where the Siang or Brahmaputra enters Flatwar like plains. And this is it. This is the town, and from here you can see the high ranges. There's snow, and this is Janging. We have a viewpoint here. I love Janging. Thank you. Dhanyavad. So this was it. You can ask your questions.
I was on mute, sorry. No, that was no, that was really, really wonderful. I mean, makes me want to visit, like, right now. uh, well, questions. We do want to ask you about a little bit about the park more, but mainly, we always ask this question to all the people who come on our webinar: is how you got into this field, like what got you interested in,
Okay.
wildlife.
Actually, I'm writing one essay for a book also, and similarly, I'll tell you what I wrote there also. That when I was just a tourist before coming to service. I used to love to go to Himalayas, especially mountains. and I was not a conscious tourist. I used to go, I used to just visit as a tourist. But after doing my masters and going through some treks, doing some private treks, I realized how we are affecting them
Right.
and how the Himalayas are getting affected, how the jungles are getting affected. Then I started preparing for the UPSC, and while preparing for UPSC, that it got more ingrained in me because I used to read newspapers and I decided yes, we have to do something. And by like I got into the service finally after my third attempt, and I joined forest service, and I decided I'll not give UPSC again. This was like my preferred service. I want to be in forest service,
Okay.
so I never gave again, and I was very happy. And after doing the training, whatever I thought got more stronger because in training I saw how deeply we are impacting the environment, and I saw stories of both sides, how human are destroying it and how also the villagers, the people are also saving it. So I decided that we have to take people with us. So because conservation, like the old method of conservation is keep the people away,
Right.
just preserve it and not let enter anyone. But now I think we have to make people climate sensitive, forest sensitive. So we have to take people together because in the long term you because we don't have so much manpower that you can stop people. And even if you can stop people, if the people does not have a mind, they can recognize, they can appreciate nature, then how will they stop the like encroachment of
Destroying it.
in the name of development? So when people are there themselves, like in your place in Pune and all, people are very aware. They they raise their voices, they protest for something which is they don't want, which they know is not good for environment. But in most of India, people are not such aware. So we have to take that awareness to common people. This can happen through schools. This can happen through our talks. This can happen through people like you who have more reach than us. So that's why I this is what is motivates me and this is how it came
Okay.
here.
Yeah, I guess more and more, we need officers like you who can basically realize that people also have to be let into
Yeah.
the environment and but educated so that
Yeah.
they can, do enjoy both. They can enjoy
Yeah.
the tourism as well
Responsible.
as conserve.
Yeah.
So that's great. Um, I think one thing that I wanted to ask was, do you have like planned safaris in the park, or is it how does one travel?
Actually, the thing is, this is a mountainous terrain, so there are no safaris. Safaris happen only in the Pake Tiger Reserve, that is on plain. So here it is all by foot, by tracks.
Okay.
So you have to do tracks, and even if you don't want to climb, there are trails which are plain, but you have to walk on them. So you
Okay.
can walk, you can camp riverside, you can touch the periphery of the park. And but those who want to go to the peak or do high altitude treks, they have to trek. There is
Okay.
no other point. So otherwise, but you can know the park, and even without trekking for those tourists who just want to come and do bird watching and all, we have a very gentle trail where there is no climb. So
Okay.
because the vehicle easily come till here, the town, and from here you can walk.
So
So
you do a trail and come back in the night and then you
yeah,
can
yeah,
go
yeah, yeah.
again. It's like,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Or you can
I,
camp by the river.
Yeah, camp is also fine. Camp you can do. So
yeah.
it's available for both the tours. If you want to come back and stay in the circuit house, you can go in the morning. It's a 5 kilometer trail. So you can do whatever, how much you can cover in a day, and you can come back like according to the time. And for those who want to go inside the park, they have to camp for sure. So,
Okay.
and those who want to do like riverside camping, I just came back from yesterday from patrolling inside the park. I was camping from last 2 3 days. In the between it, I'm not available. So the riverside camping is also very fine.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's like from earlier time, the things have improved a lot. It's not so remote as it
Mhm.
used to be. Like I'm talking to you from here, like it's very inside the mountain. Then
Yes.
also we have a very
Yes.
good network. Roads are also very good, and like those problems which used to be in earlier times are not here. The only problem is you won't find those facilities like high-end tourism is not here. Like it is present in the like the plain areas like Pasighat and all, but in hills you won't find such
Yes.
tourism. Like, but
Yeah.
you will be satisfied with whatever it is. And those who want to know the tribe. Another point I want to touch to the listeners was like Arunachal is a very safe place. It's one of the safest place, especially for women. And I've been living here for 2.5 years. There are no crime of such kind at all, no robbery, no car lifting or anything. And you can visit anytime, anywhere. And there's no any like it's a very peaceful place, and people are also very good and they're very hospitable. There's no insurgency here. People speak very good Hindi and they're very open to tourists. So you will find it very nice to come.
Yeah, that was a good thing to know that Hindi is very, popular, as in everybody speaks it. So
Yeah.
that kind of gives people a relief. Otherwise, language sometimes becomes a barrier. So, cool. And yeah, Himani.
Yeah, I had one question for Dhawan sir, that since it's a very dense forest, you showed us the view, it really looks very dense. So for birding, typically, do you have kind of a hides or, where photographers can come in and,
Yes, yes, yes.
typical, yeah, for photography. Okay.
For birding, we have two type of birding. One is this trail, which I showed you. There was a
So we lost you for.
can you hear me now?
Okay, yes.
One second. I'll show the trail. Bird trail. Yeah, I'll share the photo again. Huh? Can you see this?
Yes, that's the trail.
Yeah, so we have bird trails of like bird watching of two types. For the tourists who want to walk and enjoy the forest and see the birds, this trail is very good. We have been here. I have showed people more than 100 species in a day on this trail.
Oh, wow.
And you have to just walk slowly, and the birds you can see on both the sides of the trail, and you just have to be still. And so, like, yeah, you can find. I have sighted owls here. I sighted raptors here. I have sighted racketed grongos here, and small warblers and birds. These two are very numerous here, and the minivets, pigeon, everything can be sighted on this trail. And the hide you were telling me about, inside the like after around 2 kilometer or 2.5 hour climbing, we have a camp. And from camp, there we have a hide, and like the tourists who want to sit on chair, there's a bird watching where the tourist just sit and he shoots around. So like that also we have. So
Right.
yeah, so I think that answers your question. So we have both type of bird watching.
Okay. Yeah. So hide photography, I think, has become quite popular
Yeah.
now in our area here. So
Actually,
because
she was right in asking because in Northeast the birds are very shy also.
right.
So you have to be very quiet here to be in that way. And but you can sight now. It's not a problem. I have taken so many photos. I just showed you.
Yeah. Also, sir, so many tribes. You mentioned that there are more than 45 tribes,
Yeah.
in the state. So there's no issues though between the tribes. I mean, everybody is quite
Yeah,
friendly.
actually, there are some political issues which does not affect us, but by land and all, there is no problem between them because each tribe have their own values. Like if you see the physical map of this place, all of the Arunachal is divided in river valleys. So
Okay.
each tribe is settled around a valley. So each valley is claimed by a tribe. So they does not have such disputes. Land disputes are not there between the tribes. So they live very peacefully.
They live peacefully.
There's no problem. So
Yeah,
the beauty is this: you go to different parts or different parts of Arunachal, you will see different tribes.
different.
But all of them speak very good Hindi.
Right. So within the state also you'll see a lot of different cultures. I guess.
Yeah. Of course, you will see a lot of culture. You will see Buddhists, you will see Tani tribes, you will see Idumishmis, you will see Nagas, you will see Khamti, Singpos. There are a lot of tribes. There's very good in that.
The hunting of hornbills, I think, was a big issue because one tribe believes in wearing the horn on the.
Yes.
So we had a guest on our webinar who did a lot of work in the Pake Reserve, trying to conserve hornbills.
Yes.
So is that being addressed now?
That is being addressed in like Pake and Namdapha are the only two places where you can see hornbills, all four kinds of hornbill easily. I just went to Pake and you can see. But yes, it's a big problem. Hornbill hunting was a problem, and some places still a problem. And for those tribes, now they are wearing the glass fiber kind of thing
Okay.
instead of that. So now they don't hunt right for it. But in some remote places, people do hunt, still hunt because they are not so aware. And yeah, hornbill population has reduced drastically in this state. This is what I
Right.
think that. And like people here in place also used to say that it comes to their village, but now you cannot see hornbill here. You can see
Okay.
hornbill only after going very much inside the park, not around the villages. So it has become rare. Yes, that is true. But we are working on it, and even the tribes now they know they are not seeing it, so they have stopped hunting hornbills also.
Now they realize.
They are becoming conscious. So in all of my talk, I influence people to not do this. I encourage them because their children will not be able to see. And in
Right.
Nagaland, it's happening. Nagaland have a hornbill festival, but they have no hornbill. So in Nagaland now, their children make a plastic model of hornbill and show them. So it
That is
will
sad.
go to that level. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very sad.
Very sad.
So now people are conserving it.
Right. Yeah, I guess the local population has to be educated.
Yes,
Otherwise,
yes. That,
okay. Any of our viewers have any questions, you can please type them in the chat box. But I think you gave us a really great overview, sir, about Arunachal Pradesh in general, because you told us about all the different circuits as well. So, it becomes easier for people to decide
yes.
with what they want to see exactly.
And I will ask all of you to do come, do enjoy this state because this is the best time to come. And it's nowadays not so it's not so far. There are regular flights, direct daily flights to
Yeah.
Dibrugarh and Guwahati, and it's not so like. But yeah, I forgot to tell you about one thing. This state requires ILP, inner line permit, which have to be taken by the tourist to visit but it's not like a very tedious process. You just come to the border and on the day
पर
on the spot
मतलब
itself
उनको ये लोग जो थे दोनों
जी,
लोग
1 second, sir. I think. Okay.
Yeah.
so on the spot you can get a
Okay.
ILP. They will issue it. It's just to keep the number of the tourists. And like in earlier times, it used to be a remote place. So if somebody have gone inside and is lost, so they will know who have gone inside.
Oh,
So
okay.
that procedure is still going on. So that's why you
Okay.
need a LP here. But it's not a big problem. You can easily get from anywhere you enter the state, you can get an ILP
All right.
on the spot itself. Yeah.
Okay.
And you
So,
already.
sir, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say that you already shared a tour operator's
Yeah.
name on here as
Yeah,
well.
so-
I have shared the contact and I have other people also here.
Okay.
Like anytime you plan, you tell me and I will arrange it. I'll make a line operator in contact with you and they will arrange things for you. So do plan a visit, plan
Yes.
like a plan a
Yes,
tour.
absolutely.
It will be wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah, and like you've mentioned, it's safe for women because we bring generally women only tours, so that's
Yeah.
why it's a little we have to be sure about.
like I have visited whole of India and I have lived in South also for 2 years and I've studied in Delhi University. During my training I lived in there. Then from past 2 years I'm living here. So I can bet in India it is the safest place. Oh, safest. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But
Where are you from, sir? Like
I'm
originally?
from Mathura.
Sorry.
Mathura near Agra.
Oh, Mathura. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you this is the most safest place in India. Very
So-
like, and even so many solo women tourists also come here. It's like not only like I have seen bikers solo traveling.
Hikers.
I have seen hikers solo traveling, and foreign tourists, foreign women come regularly for hiking and trekking. So yeah, that way it's safest. So you can organize a beautiful tour here. You just inform me little bit ahead so I can put a line operator with you and you can discuss.
Yeah, then it would be easier. Yes, absolutely. So there are a few people. Mr. Anuruddha Karve wants to know that if we wanted to visit Namdapha and Mouling both and spend enough time in nature, how long of a trip will need to be planned? I think there are two different circuits from what you
Yeah,
showed.
there are two different circuits, but like from here to Namdapha, reaching Namdapha, you look at 2 days. So, I will suggest for any tour, even if you are visiting one circuit, you must take at least 10 days in hand coming to Arunachal because 2 days will be in traveling, like your flights. So, if you are staying here, you need 7 days at least to stay, to roam around, to see things. So because you're coming till this far and you stay for 2 days, not so like I
Right.
won't suggest that. So if you're coming till here, at least come for 10 days, take a 10 days leave and come. And
But is it possible to do both the parks then? If
yeah,
we-
yeah, it is possible. If you come
Okay.
10 days, like from here, there are regular services, you can go. It's not a problem.
Okay.
You can do.
I think what Sanjay Deshpande sir is asking, we kind of addressed that. He's asking that can we make hides or perches for birding?
Yeah.
So
Yes, yes.
that's already there. Yeah, you mentioned that earlier. And then Shirish says that it was a wonderful talk and very informative and beautiful photos. We'll definitely get to see some, like you said, endemic animals which we'll never see, anywhere else. And
Yes, yes,
that's
yes. And especially the birds. The birds here are very beautiful. The
Beautiful.
birds you have never seen in
Right.
planes and all. That's why I encourage the tourists who come to Arunachal, they return from the plains. Like they will come till Paki and all. It's more like Assam. It's not Arunachal.
Yeah, that's
Like it is Arunachal, but the
the
beauty is
border.
yeah, it's the border. So you will see the fauna which is similar to Assam. But if you come to the deeper parts of Arunachal, then you will see the real beauty.
Okay.
Like for birders, Eagle Nest is a heaven. So Eagle
Oh.
Nest, we can go to Eagle Nest Wildlife Sanctuary. So
Okay.
Eagle Nest, they have a very organized birding tours also.
That's
And,
the westernmost part, right?
That's the most,
Yeah.
yes. But the thing is, their birds are more like this. So those birds you can find in Western Himalayas also. But
Also.
this part of
Oh.
Arunachal is more like Burmese, and these are more
Hmm.
endemic. So
Yeah.
this is the eastern part, central eastern part of Arunachal is more like Burma, and also these birds are very different. These birds you can find in here, Vietnam, Thailand, China, so like that.
Okay.
One more question. Clouded leopard found in.
Yes, 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 yes. Yesterday only.
So we lost you again, your voice.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Now we can.
Yeah.
hear you.
Yes.
One of the residents yesterday itself, he was complaining to me that his Mithun was attacked by clouded leopard. So clouded leopard is present here, and we tried to take a photograph of it, and it's very difficult. It's a very
Difficult.
and we were thinking to put camera traps also, but it's a arboreal. It lives on trees,
Oh,
so that way also is very difficult to capture. So we are thinking the way to capture it. So clouded leopard have a very good population of clouded leopard.
Okay.
sighting is difficult.
Sighting is difficult, but you can plan a tour and you can sight. So that way, but cloud leopard is like someone is asking like this, so they maybe want to photograph it, so they may have to stay for few days.
Hmm.
They can take a photo, but they have to especially stay for
You
cloud
have to
leopard.
come for that, yeah.
Yeah,
Come for the
exactly.
sighting.
They have to take time and stay, then they can surely sight it.
But you mentioned that this all is on foot, right? So you would see these, even the leopards would be seen on foot or like.
On foot, everything,
wow.
everything on foot. You will see.
Okay.
And there's no problem. There's no security problem. There have never been attacks like this. Second thing is our guides and the tribe which live here. They have lived with the forest and they are very skilled.
Right.
Another thing I like about them is even if you are stuck in forest or something because of rain or something, they will never let you go hungry. They are very skilled. They'll find something for you, some plants, some roots, some.
Right.
And
That's
they'll-
interesting.
Yeah, and for cooking also they don't need utensils. They cook in bamboo. So
Oh,
it is,
okay.
yeah, so that is they can cook anything in bamboo, chicken, fish, anything. So that way it's very good.
Yes, cuisine definitely would be an interesting thing to experiment with as well
Yes.
over there. It'll be different, I'm sure.
Yeah,
From
it is different, yes. And the mushrooms, some of the mushrooms and all, tourists come for that also.
right.
And the people come to eat that king chili also.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
There's one there.
Is that Bhoot Jalokia? Is that the same?
Bhojalokia, yes.
Okay.
It's known by very different names
Okay.
around this place northeast. Here it's known as Mithun Mircha. Like
Mithun
the
Mircha.
Mithun the animal, so it's like that. Like the impact is so big.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Do you have any more questions, Himangi?
No, I'm good.
This was wonderful. I mean, really, like I mentioned, makes us want to visit, and we hopefully will plan a trip soon.
Yeah,
Yes.
Until we have until February, so let's see if we can maybe plan something, before then.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time,
Thank you.
sir.
Yes.
And
Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm very happy to talk about it.
Yes, no,
Yeah,
this was
thank you so much.
wonderful, and I hope that we'll have a lot more exposure on. We are on Facebook Live as well, so hopefully a lot of people will
I'll
watch.
just type my email in this chat box,
Yeah, sure.
Sure,
and
sure.
if you want to contact me, you can
That will also
contact
be,
me.
yes, that will help a lot.
You can mail me here, and anything else you can contact Hemangi ma'am. She have my number also.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and we also want to
Thank
thank
you.
Sanjay Deshpande, who
Thank you.
introduced us to you, sir, to begin with, and yes,
Yes. It's
He's
also Anuj, I think.
Anuj also.
Yeah,
Anuj and
Sanjay, sir.
Yes,
Sanjay is there on the call. Yes.
Rajiv,
So
Hey, hi, Dhawan.
everybody.
Nice to see you, man.
Good to see you.
No,
How are you?
see, even Roots guys are also missing you. Roots 9 guys are also missing you.
Okay. I'll come to your. I miss that place. It's very
Yeah,
nice.
No, first, but now after going through your presentation, now it's high time we should all plan a trip to
Yeah.
Arunachal.
yes,
Yes.
actually.
Yes. Plan and bring all of them who hosted me there.
Definitely.
I tried
Yes.
calling them, but the corona came.
Sure,
He was
sure.
coming in April, but the corona wave came that time.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Right
Correct.
after, right after your visit, that happened. So, but now again things are opening up, so we
yes,
should
yes,
be able to
sure,
plan
sure.
something.
Do come, please plan. a
Correct.
trip.
Definitely.
Sure.
Thank you.
Take
so
All
much.
care.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, and thank
Take
you,
care.
our viewers.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.